I stood there, phone in hand, staring at the confirmation email that had popped up on our shared account. My wife Sarah was bustling around the kitchen, humming softly as she grabbed her purse. "I'm going to dinner with friends," she'd said, her voice light, almost too casual. I wanted to believe her, but the email burned in my mind. A hotel room booked for tonight, just a name on the reservation. My stomach twisted as I replied, "Strange. I just saw you reserve a hotel room." Her humming stopped and the air felt heavier than it had a moment ago. She froze, her hand hovering over the car keys on the counter. "What are you talking about?" she asked, her tone sharp now, defensive. I held up my phone, showing her the email. Her eyes flicked to the screen, then back to me. And for a split second, I saw something, guilt, maybe, or fear. "That's not what you think?" she said quickly. But her words stumbled, lacking the confidence she usually carried. I didn't say anything, just waited, letting the silence press her for more. "It's for work," she said finally, her voice steadier now. "A client meeting. They're in town for one night, and I booked the room for them. I'm just meeting them for dinner first." It sounded plausible, but something in her delivery felt rehearsed, like she'd been ready for this moment. I nodded slowly, not wanting to escalate things, but my mind was racing. Why hadn't she mentioned this before? And why was the reservation in her name, not the company's? I let her leave, watching as her car pulled out of the driveway. The house felt too quiet, the kind of quiet that amplifies doubt. I sat at the kitchen table, staring at the email again, trying to piece things together. Sarah had been distant lately, late nights at the office, vague answers about her day. I chalked it up to stress, but now I wasn't so sure. I opened my laptop and, almost without thinking, logged into her calendar. There it was, dinner with friends, 7 p.m. No mention of a client or a hotel. I told myself I was being paranoid, but the unease gnawed at me. I grabbed my keys and drove to the restaurant she'd mentioned, a trendy spot downtown. Her car was there, parked neatly in the lot. I sat in my truck watching the entrance, feeling like a cliché from some bad detective movie. A group of people came out laughing, but Sarah wasn't with them. Then I saw her stepping out alone, checking her phone, her face lit by the screen's glow. She didn't look like someone heading to a friendly dinner. She got into her car and drove off, and against my better judgment, I followed. My heart pounded as her car wound through the city, not toward home, but to the hotel from the email. She parked, walked inside, and disappeared through the glass doors. I sat there, gripping the steering wheel, debating whether to go in. What was I even looking for? Proof? Closure? I wasn't sure, but I couldn't just drive away. Inside, the lobby was sleek and quiet, the kind of place that felt too expensive for a casual client meeting. I lingered near the elevators, scanning for her. Then I saw her stepping out of the bar with a man I didn't recognize. He was older, polished, his hand brushing her arm as they laughed. My chest tightened. She hadn't lied about a meeting, but this didn't look like business. I ducked behind a pillar, feeling ridiculous but unable to look away. They headed toward the elevators, and I followed at a distance, my pulse loud in my ears. They stepped inside, and as the doors closed, I caught a glimpse of her face. Relaxed, almost happy in a way I hadn't seen in months. I took the next elevator, my mind a mess of anger and disbelief. When I reached the floor listed in the reservation email, I hesitated. What was I doing? Confronting her could ruin everything, but turning back felt like admitting defeat. I knocked on the door of the room. No answer. I knocked again, louder, and after a moment, Sarah opened it, her face paling when she saw me. "What are you doing here?" she whispered, glancing back into the room. The man was there, sitting on the edge of the bed, looking as surprised as she was. "We need to talk," I said, my voice steady despite the chaos inside me. She stepped into the hall, closing the door behind her. And in that moment, I knew our life together was about to change forever.